short story. This is something that happened in 1929 when in the US, when Georgia Tech played University of California in the Rose Bowl. So in this game, what happened is a man named Roy Riegels, he's become very famous because of this mistake that he made. You can check him up on Google. Roy Riegels. He, you know what American football is? It's a very violent sport, a lot of falling and tumbling and all that happens all the time. And so Roy Riegels, after a tackle, he somehow got the ball, but in the tackle he got disoriented and he turned and he started running, not towards his opponent's goal but towards his own goal, because he lost his bearings. It's such a violent sport. And when he was running towards his own goal, one of his teammates saw what was happening and he dived at him and he caused him to fall. But before he fell, he managed to score a goal in his own team's goal. In his own team's goal. And this happened in the first half of the match. This happened in the first half of the match. So after the first half, all the players and the coach, they're sitting together. We've seen pictures of this when the coach is talking to the players. During the break, he's invigorating them and advising them and telling them to do this and that and all that. And so it's halftime, and Roy Riegels, what he does is, he's so ashamed of what he has done, he just puts a towel over his head. He doesn't look at any of his teammates or at the coach. And he just sits there and he's crying. He's crying. And everybody is waiting for the coach to speak, because they know that the coach is going to skin this man alive, because that's what he's done. That's what he's done. And but the coach doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything. And then the timekeeper announces that the second half is going to begin. And at that moment, the coach looks at the team and he says, "Men, the same team that played the first half will start the second." That's all he said. That's all he said. The players got up and started out to the field, but Riegels did not budge. He just sat there. The coach looked at him and called to him. Still he didn't move. And he went over to him and he said, "Roy, don't you hear me? The same team that played the first half will start the second." But Roy Riegels looked up and his cheeks were wet with tears. And he said, "Coach, I can't do it to save my life. I've ruined you. I've ruined the University of California. I've ruined myself. I couldn't face that crowd in the stadium to save my life. I can't do it," he said. Then Coach Price reached out his hand and put it on his shoulder. And he said, "Roy, get up and go back. The game is only half over." That's what the coach said. Get up and go back and play. The game is only half over. And Roy Riegels went back. And those men will tell you that never have they seen a man play football like Roy Riegels played in that second half. So this happens to us in life sometimes. We take the ball and we run in the wrong direction. We make mistakes, we stumble, we fall, and we're ashamed. We're terribly ashamed of what we've done. I'm talking about Christians. I'm not talking about men who don't know God. I'm talking about us believers. We make mistakes. And God comes and bends over us in the person of His Son. And He says, "Get up and go back. The game is only half over." This is the gospel of grace. This is the grace that God gives us. It is the gospel of the second chance, of the third chance, of the 100th chance. God is willing to give us chance after chance after chance. If if we are willing to turn back to Him and ask His forgiveness and go get on with our life. If we are going to give up, we have no place in God's kingdom. But if we, regardless of what we've done, of however much we've messed up, if we are willing to ask His forgiveness and get back into the game again, God will always lift us up. He'll always lift us up. This is the gospel of Jesus Christ.